Hey guys, LevelCap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming. The Oculus Rift has arrived, and Call of Duty caused somewhat of a panic this week as the setting for the next entry in the franchise was supposedly leaked. If you're interested in a particular news story, click the title to skip to it. Mobile users can click in the description for timestamps. First up, we have the Oculus Rift. Sadly, I haven't gotten mine yet, but reviews are pouring out about the Oculus's first consumer unit, and it sounds like they've put out a great piece of hardware. With most issues raised about the Rift concerning the store implementation and installing games, the fear of hardware issues continuing to hold back VR from mass appeal is gone. Calling it the new TV set, Tested have put out a comprehensive video review of the Rift that covers everything from the actual hardware to the variety of software and games available for it. I look forward to doing videos on it as soon as I get mine, but unfortunately I'm not too sure when that's gonna be. Even if you pre-ordered the unit, you could still be a month or further out from receiving yours. One of the launch titles for the Rift, Valkyrie, had its launch trailer drop this week. In what is the first of an upcoming series of huge launches for VR, the trailer really cements VR as having arrived in a real way. The next few months will also be exciting for EVE Online players, as the first large-scale war in over 2 years is about to happen in this MMO, and just for clarification, EVE Valkyrie and EVE Online are two separate games, brought on by several factors including developer CCP adjusting the balance of EVE to allow for more guerrilla warfare. The upcoming war promises to be possibly the biggest yet in EVE's history. Hopefully the upcoming war, thanks to how popular Twitch has become, will be easier for non-EVE players to follow. And speaking of sci-fi games, the next Call of Duty title will most likely be set in space. NeoGAF user and industry source Shinobi replied on a thread about the next Call of Duty title saying, "Very future space combat, full-on sci-fi." While no other details or rumors are available, it's clear that the supposed change in setting has caused quite a stir in the COD community. With most people seeming to be against the change in setting, maybe there's something more going on here. It goes without saying that recent sci-fi shooters have been somewhat of a disappointment. Destiny took about a year of dropping DLC and replacing an entire voice actor's performance to satisfy players, and Titanfall, despite its wealth of maps to play on and tightly designed gameplay, failed to capture people's attention for the long term. Will Call of Duty's hyper-futuristic setting hurt the title overall? Only time will tell, but I gotta say the game's getting further and further away from the golden age of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, where I really feel like the game was at its best. Now, one semi-futuristic / demonic game that's certainly getting a bunch of attention, Doom, has had a live-action trailer drop this week, and it's basically what the 2005 Doom movie should have been. It's been a long time since a Doom game seemed to promise such a hardcore experience. There's currently a closed beta running for Doom's multiplayer. I think the last day is actually today. If you want to hear my thoughts on the multiplayer beta, you can check out my impressions video that came out on Friday. And in other old-school gone modern shooter news, Halo 5 is not coming to the PC anytime soon. Citing concerns that forcing every game onto multiple platforms would result in something people don't want, Phil Spencer ruled out Halo on PC at Microsoft's Build conference this week. Considering the first two Halo games were on PC, it seems kind of odd to cite platform concerns, especially over an FPS game, as a factor in why Halo 5 won't be on PC. At this point, I think a lot of companies are seeing console to PC ports as a growing concern, because if they're not done right, they're going to get a lot of negative flack from the PC community. Unfortunately, though, there are just so many poor console to PC ports, and Halo is one of those games where the PC crowd would absolutely demand perfection. Phil Spencer did, however, point out that Microsoft is making a real effort to support their PC titles. Promising mod support and other features that are standard fare for most PC titles, Spencer made it clear that feature parity between console and PC experience is paramount to Microsoft. The good thing about Microsoft pushing PC as a platform for their games is that it forces them to reconcile their past failures, like games for Windows Live, and it allows them to compete with vendors like Steam. Microsoft makes games PC players want to play. Hopefully the continued pressure they're bringing on themselves by trying to have a presence in the PC gaming world pushes them to offer a comparable or superior experience to their competitors. As it stands, they haven't done much to outshine the competition, and the botched launch of Gears of War on PC undoubtedly did a lot to damage the Microsoft PC gaming reputation. Continuing on with console news, the PS4.5 or PS4K as people have taken to calling it will most likely be announced at E3 and launch in advance of PSVR this fall. Fortunately for existing PS4 owners, PS4K games should still work on the PS4. In our latest bit of upcoming game news, TechRadar has confirmed that GTA 6 is in production. Information about the GTA 5 follow-up is essentially non-existent at this point, and more information isn't expected to be officially released anytime soon. However, we do have plenty of info on the Division's next content update. Slated for April 12th, Incursions will bring new challenges and gear, as well as new features like item trading and gear leveling. The Division has been criticized for its lack of endgame content, and this update looks like the first big attempt at addressing that issue. Rainbow Six's recent patch also brought a lot of changes to both the game's balance and netcode. I've covered the patch in detail, so feel free to check out that video as well. And finally, eSports is having an incredible weekend. After an amazing semi-final match between Team Liquid and Luminosity Gaming, which LT took by the skin of their teeth, MLG Columbus wraps up today with a prize pool of $1 million. It's sure to be an exciting final between LG and the very talented Na'Vi. And while a $1 million prize pool might sound big, Chinese mega company Alibaba have announced their subsidiary Alibaba Sports will be putting up $1.5 million for their own CSGO event as part of a $5.5 million total prize pool across a variety of eSport titles. Alibaba is hoping to have their events outside of China in the near future. So anyway, it's been a pretty excited week for gaming in general. I really can't wait to get my hands on that VR tech and start making videos for it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and stay tuned for next week's This Week in Gaming. We'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.